That's what I'm living life without limits, and I'm staying driven, living a new life. That's what I'm living life without limits, and I'm staying driven, living a new life. That's what I'm living life without limits, and I'm staying driven, living a new life. That's what I'm living life without limits, and I'm staying driven, living a new life. Putting in the hard work and the dedication. Starting in Detroit, then we go across the nation. Silence all the people that said I could.
Are we gonna be like live?
Where? Live where?
On the podcast.
What do you mean?
Is it live like
on the interwebs?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I'll go anywhere. I don't really care.
Gary's going everywhere.
Yeah.
Garry ICAN can't go everywhere.
I overcame everything.
I got to figure out why fitness.
I already know everything.
Yeah, you know everything?
I mean,
everything. I can everything?
Yeah, I can.
So, like, you're just like walking thesaurus?
I can twist it. I'm the ICAN music man. ICAN man, cultivating a nation to move against negativity. ICAN extreme everything. Right?
Okay. What about horticulture?
Horror?
Horticulture.
I don't know about horticulture.
No, so like this plant over here, like if this plant was dying, we couldn't.
No.
Okay. So not everything. Not everything.
ICAN horticulture man.
No, yeah, not everything.
I'm the ICAN car man.
Yeah, okay, just not greenery.
No, fitness, the car industry, music therapy.
Okay. Maybe if we find somebody that knows about greenery, though, maybe we could have like a segment
where dispensaries. My dad was a master grower. I did grow 25 pounds of weed in his backyard.
Just in the backyard, just
5 acres. Helped me come up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the trenches.
Yeah.
I built the cage for the weed. Me and my dad, we built a whole privacy fence.
Okay.
My dad's a master grower. He's 72 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's just growing out?
He's smoked weed every single day of my life.
Is he's still around then?
Oh, yeah.
So is he into fitness?
Oh, fuck no. He's into growing marijuana.
Really?
That's what he does.
How'd you get into fitness then? Where'd fitness come into play?
Are we on right now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we're already there.
Oh, God. I didn't even know. I thought we were just kicking it. So,
yeah, we are.
Well,
we are just kicking it.
Fitness has always been a part of my life. Like, my dad's friends threw me some weights when I was about 14, 15, and I had weight issues and stuff in junior high. I got bullied in 7th and 8th grade really bad.
You got bullied?
Yeah.
Now, what is bullying? Like, stop in on this.
Getting my butt kicked.
Yeah, so...
Like, the bullying started when I was, like, 4, walking to school. I had a redheaded guy that...
Redhead, oh.
Yeah. Kind of like you, right?
Okay,
so it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But he put the fear of God in me. I used to watch him and stalk his moves, and then when he made his move, then I would walk to school, and he'd cross the crosswalk, and I'd cross the crosswalk after him, and I had always kind of like watch, what
you'd make sure you did it at the crosswalk, though.
Yeah, because he beat me up real early.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know, maybe that set the tone for me. I got the kids with cerebral palsy, and I always often wonder, like, why me, God?
Yeah.
And maybe that was why, because later on in life, I used to put it on the bullies. But it was after 8th grade, because I ended up doing wrestling when I was in 9th grade.
Yeah.
And was able to pull it all together, started lifting the weights that my dad's, drug addict friends gave me. And they used to whoop me, too. And,
So when you say you put it on the bullies, like,
you
became the anti-bully, like you'd see the bully?
I would start fights with the bullies, but I wouldn't do anything until they swung.
Okay. So you were an antagonizer. You were an instigator.
Yeah, I was a big
ICAN instigate, Garry ICAN instigate. Yeah, ICAN
instigate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I ended up getting in trouble.
Yeah.
And then the bullies would tell on me, and I'm like, wait, you started it.
Yeah.
You swung first.
Well, you were kind of bullying them to bully. You were like, because they might have, because you don't know, like, when you came up to this guy and you knew him as a bully.
Oh, yeah.
But at that given moment, he wasn't actually being a bully. You were being a bully, and he could have actually changed to not being a bully anymore.
One time the short bus pulled into the school, and the kids were picking their nose on the bus, and one of the bullies started teasing the kids for picking their nose.
For picking their nose?
Yeah, and I just thought, and I didn't like that.
No, and I'd be pissed about that too.
Yeah, so So I beat his ass.
Did you pick his nose at all? No, like
I might have broke it.
Yeah. Well, then you go down and you pick it, and then like I feel like that would be the ultimate
the ICAN
flex.
booger man.
Yeah, you just grab it and feed it to him.
Yeah.
And then you're like, X eats boogers.
Dude, if we had that on TikTok back in the day, that'd have been sick.
Yeah. See, I was big in like being bullied and stuff too. But like I as weird as it sounds, is I love bully.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think that and I know this sounds bad. I know this sounds really bad. But it's interesting because bullies, I look at each one that bullied me, and they're all totally different humans than they were when they were being the bully. And I always look at it as everybody's going through life differently. Like you went through so many stages of life, and we're going to talk about all that. But I look at all these bullies, and it's just like you don't know what was going on behind the scenes. They're all just experiencing it. Everybody's finding their own way. And it's so crazy because nowadays you do a bullying where you're finding your way, right? And now you end up, the consequences are totally different. And like everything, and it's so prevalent.
And when you look at it like that, really, I like how you said that because the bullies had a lot going on too, and that's why they were doing what they were doing. They might not have, they probably just didn't know that was the only way they knew.
It's weird because you're not. I mean, man, I got my glasses, broken in half, stepped on. So many. I mean, it was insane how many times ice balls to the face, and it was a normal thing.
It just brought up an old thing for me. Like I remember going down the hall in junior high, and I ended up bullying a kid that shouldn't have been bullied, and I knocked his books out of his hand, and I went, what?
You're just being an a-hole.
And dude,
you were just a dude going through life. 100% you felt bad.
I felt so bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, it was on my conscience so bad.
Forever.
Forever.
Right. Yeah. Forever. Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So.
I dropped a weight on a kid's foot in the weight room in senior year.
On purpose?
Yup. 45 ran on its toe, exploded his toe. And I'm like,
oh my God. Dave.
Felt horrible.
I could see you doing that.
Felt horrible. Dude. I'm sliding off. I knew what was happening. I didn't, but it was just like, man.
You know how bad that hurts? Because I just did that.
Yeah.
When I first started here at Extreme.
Yeah.
I was pulling off one of the 45s.
Oh, yeah.
And they're real steel.
Yeah, real steel.
And that son of one of the 45s was in front of it.
Yeah.
And it fucking fell on my toe.
Yeah.
Dude.
Horrible.
And when it hit him, and I went, and I psyched myself out.
Your toe don't bounce. It don't bounce off a toe.
I psyched myself out. I'm like, motherfucker, you're not broke.
Yeah.
And I actually
and it wasn't broken.
Somehow subconsciously.
The toenail's gone, but
right.
You're gonna drill a hole in that.
I'm like the Terminator.
Yeah. No. So
I can't Terminator, man.
Going past it, but it's interesting because then you got Jesse with cerebral palsy,
and I have Jakey with cerebral palsy also. I have two.
Really?
You didn't know that?
I knew you had a daughter.
I have
didn't
3
realize.
boys.
Oh wait, whoa! I knew you had a daughter. Is any of them going through a transition?
What do you mean?
Becoming a daughter?
No.
So you have no daughters?
I do have a daughter.
Oh, you just said you had 3 boys.
And a girl.
Oh, okay, good. So we're not doing a transition thing.
No.
We're not. We're not.
Well, if this was Dave Chappelle, I'd be doing a transition.
Okay.
Thing, right? He just got nominated. He's going to be the new talk show host at late night TV. He got a $1 billion deal, and I'm doing a music video.
Who is?
Jesse's doing a music video called Jesse Proof because he walks on sticks, and every time he walks in, he fucks up a rug or something.
Yeah.
Or he'll spill something. He'll dump food on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Right, and he made a song called Jesse Proof.
Really?
And it is so.
It's all about walking on sticks.
We're actually doing a fundraiser real soon, and a lot of people are starting to get involved, and it's going to start out at Fox Theater where Chappelle fucking was at in the Fillmore.
Really? You going to touch the lion?
Oh, my buddy.
You're going to touch the lion?
My buddy Vince, he wrote the treatment for it, and it's freaking scantless.
Really?
And Jesse's like right on the edge. He's been doing music for, he's got cerebral palsy. He doesn't read. He doesn't write. He walks with sticks. I took him to Poland twice.
You don't read?
No. And
really?
He's got tunnel vision. If I told Jesse, like
when if I'm over here on him, nothing.
No, you
nothing.
can just slap him upside
No,
down. Whack.
nothing.
Yeah, sort of guy.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's like a horse with blinders,
Yeah.
just walking around on sticks.
And
That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because he's been with me so hardcore since he was a baby.
Yeah.
I took him everywhere. He's so street smart. Everybody thinks Jesse's just like brighter than he is. He's really, really bright in his own way. He's like ingenious with his stuff.
Smart dude. Very smart.
But
got his head on.
Yeah. But if I told him, hey, meet me at the car, right?
Yeah.
And he walked out of the gym, he wouldn't know where the car is. Once he gets out the door, he's kind of lost with directions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just got to do a little spin around.
Yeah.
Hey, you can find it. Like if he spots in on it, will he know?
Yeah, if he spots in on it, but
so he's
it
got
has
to
to
spot
be
it.
like.
But it's probably a lot of stuff going on. Like when you're like, I mean, when you're like that and you walk out and like the world's going on around you, but yet you don't see all the world and you got to turn. It's got to be kind of crazy because he's like.
The shit that he plows through.
Cool. Yeah.
That's like he's been in the fitness industry now, working out.
Yeah.
For 8 years.
Really.
He goes
He's got some biceps on him.
4 to 6 times a week.
Really.
And he's getting ready. I think he's 12 weeks out now for a bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got somebody training him. He's doing his macros and
really
the fucking.
Really.
Yeah.
How's his chest?
So he's got to work on his chest and his triceps.
Okay,
that's what we're working.
Because I was always wondering, because he's always got a hoodie on and shit.
Yeah.
So I never know. I know he's got mature biceps and stuff. So he's got
his
some
arms,
he's got some muscular maturity, but I've never seen him past that.
And his muscular endurance, like his reps, nobody can out-rep Jesse.
Really? Oh, I see him, dude. He'll go.
Dude, I took him.
He
with
pushes.
So we went out to California with C.T. Fletcher.
Yeah.
And C.T. Fletcher was in awe.
For those that don't know who C.T. Fletcher is,
he's a Superman of Compton.
Superman of Compton.
He was the trainer for Dana Lynn Bailey, Miss Olympia 10 years ago, September 28th.
Barnum and Bailey?
No, Dana Lynn.
Oh.
The one that I had over at the Mac Gym, where she just popped in on me. I was almost ready to quit the fitness arena.
The whack?
The fitness industry.
Yeah.
And Dana Lynn Bailey popped in because I had 2 500-pounders that went viral on social media.
2 500-pound what?
Black guys.
They weigh 500 pounds.
They were 515 and 4 of 98.
That's how much they weighed.
Yeah,
like
each.
They weighed that.
Yes.
Not bench that.
And I just got into the.
They weighed that.
Yeah, I just
they weighed. That was if they got on the scale, that was their weight.
Well,
or they were benching.
I had to buy a different scale because I couldn't weigh them.
How are they so big?
They just had an eating disorder or something, or something happened through their life, but.
And they do 2 buddies? Were they buddies?
You don't remember that?
No.
When I was doing that when I first.
No,
yeah,
don't remember
so
at all.
that was my big thing. So
really?
I was getting ready to quit the fitness industry, and
They walked through the door?
No, I sent a video. They were already there. I got them from Planet Fitness. They lost 5 pounds in 3 months, and then I got introduced to them, and they lost 40 pounds in 40 days with me.
Really?
And then I got one under 300, and I got the other one under 4. I got Subway next door to feed them for a year.
Really?
For free. And then I sent a video.
No, I didn't know this.
Dude, and this guy walked into the gym from Run Everything Labs that was trying to sell me supplements and stuff. And I fucking, you know how I am. I just started creating conversation. I go, hey, dude, you think that your company would want to actually like maybe jump in on this? And he goes, I don't know. Shoot an email to this Kenzie Holmes chick. I don't even fucking right. So I sent a video, and I got an email back, and they go, the boys made the team. We want to work with them. Well, then Drake calls me and he goes, they reached out to me and they're going to come do a photo shoot. And I didn't think anything of it because I was new to the fitness industry. I only got into fitness because of Jesse.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's been kicked out of like 4 or 5 different gyms.
Yeah.
And I was on my knuckles, bro. And living in my mom's basement at 44 years old. And I went out to do a day pass at this gym, and it ended up taking me out of my, my career and putting me into my purpose.
Really?
Yeah,
that was it. You just walked through the doors.
That's how I got into and so I went in to do a day pass, and the chick was like, "What do you?" I go, "I'm here for a day pass." I go, "My son's cool working out here, right?"
Yeah.
And she goes, Jesse ain't going anywhere. I go, cool. She goes, what do you do for a living? I go, automotive. She goes, I'm looking for a guy just like you. I'm like, you don't want a guy like me. I go, I did 5 years in the joint, girl. I was really rough then, right? And she goes,
What year was this? Like 2017?
that was 2018.
2018,
Yeah,
okay.
2008, May of 2018.
Okay.
So then going back to, so then she took me out, she takes me out to the outside. They had outside yard.
Yeah.
She takes me out there. She goes, we're going to put barbed wire around the fences. I go, you'll have motherfuckers in here relapsing like me, right? I go, we're not going to do that if I'm coming here. But I ended up 2 weeks later, Jesse really was pushing me to do it, and I told him no at first.
Yeah.
And that's just how the process
Because you didn't want to be
works.
locked down in the gym or what?
No, I thought I was going to be a counselor for kids and stuff because of everything that I've been through, and I pulled myself.
You were
out of
ready
the
at that point,
trenches.
you thought?
Yeah, I was absolutely
So you're
ready.
living in your mom's basement. Are you
Living
reading?
it.
Like, what are you doing that made you think you were ready for that?
I got a call from, I got this weird call, social media. You know, I was just getting into that.
Yeah.
And I got
Now, you're good at social media.
And
For anybody that doesn't know,
Yeah.
what's your social media tags again?
ICAN Sparkman.
ICAN Sparkman.
ICAN Sparkman.
Okay.
My last name is Sparkman, and the last four letters of who everybody's dying to be in this world is American, right? So I just kind of and my grandpa instilled it in me at an early age. He was a World War II dog-faced soldier, Jesse ICAN Sparkman, and
that was your grandpa's name?
yeah.
Jesse named after your grandpa?
And I named Jesse after my grandpa. And Jesse
And
actually,
your grandpa taught you a lot, it sounds like.
and little Jesse. My grandpa's May 9th, 1926, and Jesse, cerebral palsy, born dead, 6 minutes. They brought him back to life, and he came out May 10th, 1994.
Really?
Nelson Mandela was elected the first president of South Africa then too. It was really strange.
Really?
Yeah. So so I looked at it like Jesse really fought to get out on Grandpa's birthday because I always wanted to name my first kid after my grandpa.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was good.
He came out that day, yeah.
Yeah.
He just hung out. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was, yeah. So, but we
That's
didn't
a
find
lot.
out Jesse had cerebral palsy until his first birthday.
Okay.
So that was the birthday present from fucking God. Hey, Jesse's got cerebral palsy. I didn't know what it was. I'm fucking 24 years old.
Really?
But I just hit a home run. Like, I landed a job selling machinery, and you know, because I did time at 17, I had to go to boot camp. I got locked up. They didn't let me graduate. I had to go back and graduate. I was slinging marijuana,
Yeah.
and then
Well, wait, let's go. We'll come back to when Jesse, the first birthday, because I want to know this. Because is he your oldest?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we're going to touch back on the first birthday, but going back to all the way to 2018, where you're just chilling in your mom's basement, and you're just like, I'm going to be a
I
counselor.
wasn't really chilling though. I was doing.
You were
I
doing
was taking
shit,
the
but you were
steps,
living there.
and
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I got this phone call, and it was from Lightspeed VT, Brad Lee, the real Brad Lee.
Have you always done this? Have you always done this with people? Like rhyme their names? Is this how you remember everybody?
Yeah,
that's how you
am
remember
a
everybody. Because you do this with everybody.
I got a weird. I don't know what it is. I haven't been looked at that closely yet.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's
No,
how
it works for you. It works for you because I don't remember anybody.
Yeah.
And you're like you do this with everybody and you rhyme them. When you're talking about somebody, they're always rhyming or something. So it's cool. It humanizes them for for the other people as well.
And I was out of my mind, Dave. So I get this call from Patrick Williams, and then and everything that I can has always been going since Jesse's first birthday. Boom! When they told me that, I was like, the first thing that popped into my head was, I'm gonna raise him to believe he can do whatever he puts his mind to.
Yeah.
Right. Although the journey was really tough there for a while.
Yeah, because he was gone. You were gone for 5 years of his life.
Well, then in '98 we.
All right, we'll rewind all the way. I wanted to talk about the mom in the fitness thing, but we'll go back because now we're talking about this. We're figuring out Jesse.
Yeah,
and
well
stuff.
then,
go on. You raised them, and I can't.
Then we had my daughter.
Yeah.
90, so Jesse.
Well, how'd you find out? So you found out at his first birthday.
Yeah, the neurologist.
So, because was he crawling?
He wasn't crawling. He was crawling. He wasn't walking. He was the
Okay.
cutest little thing, you know. And I just knew, and I did everything I could.
Well, this
to
is
get
your
him
first
to
baby,
walk.
just so you
Dude,
know.
I slapped
That
him
all
up.
babies walk it by a year.
Yeah, by a year, right?
No, mine was like 14 months or
Are
something.
you kidding me? Weren't you getting nervous?
No.
Dude,
no.
I was like, dude,
I don't think so.
I'm
Maybe-
like
maybe it
fucking
was earlier
smashing
than
his
that.
head off the wall. I'm like, it's 10 months, you're not walking.
Maybe it
No,
was
I'm just
14
kidding.
months. No, I mean, I get it.
96, we had my daughter, natural, everything was great.
So what year was Jesse born? 94, 94?
94,
Okay,
then
94.
96, I hit the big time.
And Jesse's already
Yeah.
a year into cerebral palsy diagnosis.
Second year, he's on a second year now in 96. Had Christina, natural. I landed this job. I got out of selling drugs, right? And I landed a job selling machinery. And going into my third year.
Now, fast forward, because we're going to talk about this in the future, just so I have context.
Yeah.
What years were you in jail? What years were you in prison?
Well, in prison, it was 04 to 2010.
Okay, so later on in
It was
life.
actually 2009, one day after my 39th birthday, I got out.
Okay.
Like 4 months late because I didn't take this class fast enough because I didn't admit guilt, and they were forcing me to admit that I was guilty.
Yeah.
And I was just so like arrogant and like and then I just finally started to accept. There was a time in my life it was trust no one, right?
Yeah.
That's duct tape, like silence is gold and duct tape silver.
Yeah.
But when
You
I
just realized you were part of it.
when I finally took full responsibility for everything that's happened in my life, and I accepted the process that I was going through, my life started to change.
that's when you realize you can.
Yeah, that's when, and then it really started. And it took me 2 years to shake the cobwebs out of there. I went back once, and then my confidence was so low. And then after Patrick Williams called me, I'd fucking got in a car accident with this girl I was with.
Now we're in 2018.
And now we're in 2015.
Oh, 2015. Oh, okay. Patrick Williams.
Yeah, and then 2014 or 15 is when the car accident happened with the girl.
We're gonna need a timeline. You know this, right? So when we air this, we're gonna have a whole timeline written down.
Yeah. So 2015, I get the call, car accident. I surrender, and
You
it
surrender.
was either go back to the streets.
Yeah.
Or surrender and go to mom's basement. And it was the hardest thing I ever had to do.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing it.
Well, mom's basement doesn't sound like it's that bad. It sounds like mom's basement gave you that
it was
opportunity.
really, really cool, and not to go quite ahead of myself, but God, I lost her on Thanksgiving not the last one, but the last one, and she died in my arms, hospice, and God let me know. He's like, now you know why you were there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now you know.
And it was so spiritual.
Yeah.
It was so crazy.
Yeah, was that a big reconnection period for you and your mom?
Yeah, big time. And she got to see me become successful before she passed.
Yeah.
It was the greatest gift I could have gave her. Because there was nights where, when I, like a lot of moms probably have said, she's like, I used to love when you were in jail because I knew you were safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
Because
stuff
before that,
hurts.
she probably.
But this was
probably
my
started.
journey, you know what I mean? And I knew I was going. I knew, like, it was almost like it was predestined. I knew the steps. See ya. Have a great night. Yeah, and I'm just an instrument of God, bro.
Yeah.
And I play a very instrumental role.
Yeah.
And I know my position. And
That had to be like with your mom passing, a really powerful day because I know Thanksgiving's really important to you as well.
Oh yeah, and that was her favorite holiday.
Yeah.
So then she had it all planned out because she had she got lung cancer when I was in prison in 2008, and then I thought I was going to lose her. Then I almost went crazy in the joint, and then I got out and she survived that, and then she metastasized to brain cancer, probably around 2015. So we rode through that, chemo and all that, and then Thanksgiving. What year are we in now? 24.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
22.
Yeah.
So then and then 6 months before Thanksgiving, she got leukemia, and called me out to the house, and I'm like, motherfucker.
So was she a religious person then as well?
She believed in God, but I've never. The only time I was at church with my mom was when I was in her womb.
Do you think she was more spiritual than you knew?
Oh, for sure.
Because she fought a lot. It sounds like.
She was the
they
miracle.
kept throwing stuff at her.
The doctors couldn't believe that she lived like 15 years with the 3 different cancers.
Yeah, she had to have that spirit in her.
Yeah.
She had to have something in her to be able to
Jesus.
fight that. Yeah.
That's my. I'm a big Jesus you know, the Trinity.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I like him.
Yeah.
I like him. I feel like I'd like him. I feel like I can hang out with him.
Maybe we could get you saved tonight.
Yeah.
I'll lay hands on you in the spirit, of course.
Yeah. No, we're not going like nose to nose.
Yeah. And I'm the ICAN Christian man. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds. Yeah.
So that was really, really huge. When she passed, like she wanted to have a big party and then she couldn't do the dinner, so we did the dinner, and then after dinner was done, we cleaned up the kitchen, and I went in there and I go, Mom, the kitchen's all cleaned up, all the leftovers are distributed, everything's good now, girl. I go, you can go home, babe. And then I sat on the couch, my dad came in, and right when he came in and grabbed her hand, she went out. See, Christian?
Yeah.
And then and then it was just her, me, Jesse, and my dad. And then me and my dad, we all held hands and prayed and wished her off. And that was pretty. And if I didn't have what I did with the gyms over the 5 years or whatever I was with that one gym, right? I had 3,000 members. And if I wouldn't have built that, I don't know where I'd be right now. Yeah, it was that. I built such a team of, I built like an ICAN army of individuals that had my back and accepted me for how kind of eccentric and
you're a little in your face, I'd say.
I'm a little abrasive, right? But I've learned how to step back. I know body language. I'm very, very emotionally intelligent, and I'm a very critical thinker. But I can still. I just rub fucking people wrong sometimes, right?
You get in there. Well, the thing is,
most of it is like Karen type white women. I don't know.
Well, that's where it's tough because you don't know.
Girls, right?
Yeah.
Most of the other people love me. Right?
Yeah.
It's usually that or bullies, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know how to disengage, and I know how to defuse, and I know how to really. Take myself out of that situation.
Yeah, what's tough because when you're experienced a person, you have no clue how they perceive anybody, and then it's interesting because then you keep going back, and then they're like, dude, I don't like you, and then you're just like, it makes you wonder why. Like then you're just like, come on, like
if you knew my story, you'd love me. Can I tell you my story?
Yeah, can we be best friends? Be best friends. Yeah, no,
my whole life has been service. Right. And it's just gotten greater and greater.
Do you ever think like the gym, like the fitness? So like, would you ever like you built?
No, I never really thought that I like. The only reason I got into the fitness is because I went for a day pass to be a protector for Jesse.
Yeah.
And I saw the signs, and I took a major pay cut. I only made probably $350-$400 a week for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Right. And then I took that club from 200,000 to like 800,000.
My concern at that gym was always the plates, and you said you built a community of 3,000, but man, I couldn't even imagine if 10 people were in there together. The plates, they need more plates.
Well, here at Extreme Fitness, right, 21 in Gratiot, we got 50,000 pounds and 45-pound real weights.
Dude, there was 42 45s. I counted 42 45s.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude.
I created everything.
I went
moving a community, moving a county, to moving a country, to moving continents. And guess what?
Yeah.
I did fucking every single one of those things. I had my boy from the BKFC walk out with a banner that said ICAN Sparkman in London. And he was on the undercard for Mike Perry and bare knuckle fighting. And Mike Perry's a bad motherfucker. And he fought Leonard Garcia.
So do you think your goal? Because I know you have the ICAN and with ICAN everything.
I'm getting ready to break out. Like I got Ice Ink right now. It's ICEE. I can execute everything Inc. It's going to be drippy.
That's what I was going to ask you. So this is I see this. I see you're here now. We're inside Extreme.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's already a great community.
It's extreme everything too.
So I'm sitting here. I'm thinking in the fitness and the music and the clothing and the international. So is the Garry dream to basically not just be tied into one gym, but promote for gyms all over the world, like by promoting fitness?
No, I really look at myself like a brand enthusiast.
Yeah.
I'm really good at that.
Yeah.
Right? the gym industry. Yeah, I'd love to, like, so I'm big on like the process.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love, like, Rick's my boy here, right? And the way that I landed over here is just like, it's a God thing for me. So everything is a God thing for me. And when I was over at the other place, right, that was a God move too, because I'm so loyal, right? But I started to see signs with the CT Fletcher thing when CT wanted me to be the supplement supplier for him for the sidewalk cracker. They didn't want anything to do with that, and that drew a red flag for me. But then I was supposed to be a partner and an owner, and then I was at this church out in like Fairhaven, and he hooked up with the pastor and all that. Jesse played on stage there, and they ended up like doing some shady shit too. And so I pulled out of there, but then the pastor's wife ended up being hired there, and that was kind of weird to me. And then they tried to like have me sign all this paperwork, and I'm just not that kind of guy. I'm more of a handshake with a face word guy. Like, and it's unfortunate it's not like that anymore. But that's how I roll, right? Because I already know.
You trust
unconditionally.
unconditionally.
I'm taken care of no matter what. And so it got kind of weird, and then it got weird with the way that they did the last thing, and something happened where, and I'm not going to go into it, where the daughter called Jesse, like to Jesse's caregiver. They go, I can't believe he gets high with his retarded son. I'm like, what? And the lady, and Claudia didn't tell me for like 2-3 days because she was so hurt by it, and then when she did, she had a breakdown, and I knew it wasn't true. And I'm like, drugs? I haven't done drugs in 10 years. So it's all fictitious, right? Which makes it even better because
no puffy puff.
Yeah, and if there were, well, I did a little puffy puff, but I'm not like
no snorty snort though.
No snorty snort, no poppy pilly. You know,
the
no,
puffy,
no
puffy
milly,
puff.
And because of that situation, though, I knew it was coming, and it was normal to me because every day my dad did it, and I've battled that because I love my dad. He's a great guy. Never been in trouble with the police. You know, he was an electric strawberry. I mean, he's like my best friend. You know, and so it's challenging because when I go out there, and when my mom died, that's when I puffy puffed. And then I did it here and there. But somebody tried to use that against me and create shame,
which is interesting because it's regardless if you did every day,
and it's legal.
That's what makes it more and more interesting. The fact that anybody could try to.
So to say it, but to take somebody that's harmless and to narcissistically manipulate them and say, no, we know Gary's getting high with his retarded son. Now, guess what? You just unleashed the beast, and I'm the motherfucking king dog. Like, heavy as the crown? Yeah, we'll see, bitch.
Because Jesse, he may have his ailments, you know, he might have his ailments, but he's
nobody.
Jesse's
a king.
He's there.
He's like with all types of things.
I mean, I'd never look at a guy, Jesse, even anybody, and it's just like, it goes back and forth, that's crazy.
But Jesse's the only one, honestly, that had my back through everything. And even and they all know, Jake, Joe, Sissy, my ex-wife, you know, but for a good reason. I take responsibility for it. And today, we're the best of friends. And everything came back, and now they look at me like Coach ICAN again. I'm the captain, right? And fucking, I've earned my leadership role again.
Now, how'd you? So I know you have God. I know you have Jesus. I know you have the higher power that's like within you and all this stuff. Like you have your Atlas. You're opening up to them. It's coming and all this stuff. But like, how'd you get here? Like, is there like anybody through life?
Well, so I'm big on the influencers, right? The social media influencers, like the number, like I give total praise.
I know you're big on them because you're like, check this guy out, and I'm just like, no clue, Gary. No clue.
So Patrick Williams, Bradley, but Grant Cardone.
Okay.
Bradley and Grant Cardone are my guys. That's how I kind of came up with the I Can Man.
Okay.
So they were like, I Can Man. And I'm like, I'm the fucking I Can Man. What do you mean? Cultivate a nation to move against negativity. That was my thing. It's on my license plate.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Grant Cardone. Today's his 60. Yeah, today's
Really?
his
Happy birthday, Grant.
Yeah. And Elena.
Are you part of his phone list? Do you get his text messages?
I get everything from him, but like I had to put everything on the back burner for like, 7 years now.
So you've been a Grant guy for that long.
Well, no, I got fired from one of my car dealerships because I plugged in so hard with Grant Cardone, and it was out in Imlay City, a small dealership, and I just knew that I was going to get Grant Cardone there, and I was going to blow this motherfucker up, right? And we were going to be the biggest car dealership in the fucking. There was only, I think the population was about 2,000 people.
So they were like, the Garry is insane.
Dude, I had Grant Cardone's people on the phone. They're like, oh, you did? Yeah. And I choked a couple times. I had Bradley on the phone, and I hung up on him.
Really?
Yeah, because I wasn't ready. And I had my I Can, plan, but nothing really integrated or drawn up or anything like that. It was just...
You just knew you were vomit at that point.
Yeah,
you were just. Yeah.
So I got nervous and I'm like, whoa.
Now, again, I know you rhymed Ryan Lee earlier, and you said, "Who's Ryan Lee?" Explain it again.
Bradley.
Bradley.
He's the
Bradley.
Dude,
Bradley.
He's the owner of Lightspeed VT. He does.
What?
He creates all of the platforms for guys like Grant Cardone.
Okay. And when you say the
and
platforms,
like for Facebook and all of these social media platforms, there's I don't know a whole lot about, but
you just know he's the guy.
He's the
guy behind the guy.
And the training, you can do the online training, the AI stuff, and all that, right?
Really,
Ryan. For some reason,
Lee.
Bradley.
The real
Forget
Bradley.
Ryan.
The real Bradley.
Yeah.
The real Bradley.
And Grant Cardone and Elena were my, but I'm also big on. What really kind of changed things to me too was August 18th, 2019. I went to Grow Your Business for God's Sake, and that was another God-driven move that I...
Grow Your Business for God's Sake?
It was for God's sake.
Oh, God's sake. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
And I was in this church, and they started washing people's feet. And I go, that's fucking weird, right? I go, if they call me up there, I swear to God, they're not. If they do, I'm not going. And then out of nowhere, they go, you! And I'm go, fuck. Right? Sorry for swearing.
Because you're thinking at this point, you're like, I haven't washed my feet in 3 weeks.
No, I've got beautiful feet.
Okay.
I should have an OnlyFans page for my feet, really.
What would be feet or feet finder?
Only fan feet
finder.
finder.
Yeah,
I should do that, right? But
okay.
I got beautiful toes.
Okay.
But,
is your first
longer.
toe bigger? It
no,
is
yeah,
longer.
Yeah, you know that
yeah,
means,
it's
right?
longer than.
Yeah, that means I'm special.
Yeah.
I'm special.
Okay. Yeah, I got Flintstone feet. So mine
yeah,
just all go
I would
down.
have never guessed.
No. So you're saying August 18th.
Yeah, August 18th. I got my feet washed, and then when I got done,
your feet washed, really.
God goes, "You're going to grow your business for God's sake." He goes, "You're going to order the tickets tonight," because I saw it on social media earlier in the day. So then I went right home. I ordered the tickets for Jesse and me, and another guy.
Is this a concert?
No, it was a
convention.
It was a big convention.
Did they put on a concert at all?
Kinda, sort of, but they pulled. So we end up, and I had a vision when I was in prison. It was Victory Magazine. Kenneth Copeland was the owner of the magazine.
You've always had big dreams.
And
you're a big dreamer.
And he kept saying Cornerstone. I didn't get it. When I got down there, it was Cornerstone Church, and it was it. I was like, no way. It was really, really crazy. So then they ended up fucking calling Jesse up on the stage. So Jesse, and people get weirded out because he's got sticks, right? So he's going, and I got it on video. He's going up the stairs, right? And he goes with Glenn Lundy. Glenn Lundy won the #1 motivational speaker in America on Grant Cardone's show.
Really?
Right? And this just happened
Glenn Lundy.
in the last 6 months. Glenn Lundy pulls Jesse up on the stage. Jesse puts his cane up in the air. The crowd goes wild. Then Jesse's coming down, and you know how it's a big, huge church, and he's coming down the stairs. So right when he's at the top of the stairs, Jesse got to come down with his sticks. Everyone's like, whoa. And I know he's good, right? But nobody else knows Jesse's good, so I stand up.
Yeah.
And when and just make sure if he falls, I'm gonna catch him.
Yeah.
And when he got down to the last step, he jumps and he goes, "Dad, we made it." He goes, "Dad, we made it." And I knew right then that it was fucking game time. And then I put because I could have jumped in because Danelle Delgado was there, Lisa Copeland was there, Sharon Lecter was there. She wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. She's the founder of Napoleon Hill Foundation. Brian Benstock did a big thing. Shaka Dyson, Frank Lopez. All of these people influenced me so hard, but I put it all over here because I had so much work to do to get us here now.
You had to make those,
and I just kind of, and I just kind of put. I still like follow them, but I'm like, I am them, right? And and that's, father of 4, 2 kids with cerebral palsy, 5 years in prison, 5 fucking felonies, right? And to pull it all together out the trenches, never had nothing growing up.
Yeah.
And then I did get.
Well, you had 25 pounds of weed.
Well, no, at 26 years old, though, I legally made 100. At 26 years old, Dave, I was making $150,000 a year, but I didn't know how to invest it.
No.
And I bought a house for the kids, and I got a couple new cars, and then after that, it was strip clubs and street life, and I was more addicted to the fast life than the drugs.
I liked this was already after the dealership stage. So you already
no, this was back in fucking 96, 2004. Right.
Besides like street Garry and stuff, what were you doing? Like, because did you already have these mentors? Did you already?
I didn't get the first mentor I got was in 1993. I bought Anthony Robbins.
Yeah.
I took the money that I made from marijuana.
Okay.
And I bought $1,200 worth of cassette tapes from Anthony Robbins. And he's the godfather, the king for all these guys to come up, right?
Yeah.
And I listened to those every single day. I quit listening to rap. I quit listening to my rock. And I popped in his stuff, and then I started to do everything that he said. And then at 26 years old, I had the fucking biggest house in the whole fucking high school. Everyone thought I was a kingpin drug dealer, and I go, no, I sell machinery. Really? I sold one machine. I made $259,000 in profit for my boss. Really? At 26, he gave me $50,000, one check.
And this was Tony Robbins' days.
And that was Tony Robbins. I took my business cards and I'd write.
How'd you land this job?
From Carrie, my ex-wife. I was doing door-to-door sales in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I left this warehouse job, and so then I took this job and I got fucked over. I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had my warehouse job. And then what it did though is it opened up a door, and this guy who was loaded, lived on the same street as Eiserman, wanted a sales guy that knew nothing about sales that he could train and mold.
And he found
Garry.
And it was
fucking me.
He found Garry.
And then after my 2.5 years, I fucking was the #1 sales guy there, popping $150,000 a year.
Yeah, he found Garry, all right.
And then I found the streets super hard, right? But he was a great. Hey, pop that open for this guy. Let him in. We're working on the key card thing, okay?
Yeah, mine doesn't work at all.
All right, here.
You're gonna have to stay here all night, Garry.
Write your name down. Write your first name and last name down.
Garry's gonna stay here.
Take care of it tomorrow.
All night. No, you got to stay here all night.
Yeah,
and let everybody in.
I'm 25/8.
Yeah.
366 days a year.
Yeah, you're right here. You're right here. That's broken.
Stop.
Yeah.
Hey.
Imagine if somebody comes up and can't get in. Yeah, you're here all night.
Shout out to Jacob. Can't bring me down. Won't bring me down. So my son Jacob just got into music therapy with Jesse. He's been doing it, but now he broke through too.
Really? Okay. Now how's Jacob?
Jacob is so Jesse's gonna be 30. Sissy's 28. Jacob Tuesday is gonna be 26 years old. And we're going out to dinner Monday. He called me. He goes, Dad, you want to go to dinner, just you and me? I'm like, seriously? Because he hasn't done that for a while too.
Really?
You know, so that's another fucking I can, Yeah,
because he's connecting with Jesse pretty good then.
Dude, his songs dropping Can't Bring Me Down on all social media platforms on his birthday.
Jesse's song is dropping on Jacob's birthday?
Jacob's new song is dropping on his birthday.
Jacob's got a new song. So I know you said he's into music therapy.
Dude, I can play it right now.
So both Jesse What is Jacob? What's his job?
Jacob does rap too. I do music therapy. It's the only thing that fucking healed me. The fitness and this and the community and the music therapy helped me fucking put all Humpty Dumpty back together. Because in 2004, my life got shattered into a million different pieces. And and the music therapy.
Got you.
And then I'm going to try to work something where I can get doctors and stuff to prescribe it to special needs kids, and maybe even put a program together for people on probation and parole where I can, like, they can intertwine with the kids as long as they, pass certain qualifications or whatever. But Can't Bring Me Down. Every time I hear it, I start bawling because I do the I Can, and he's got You Can't Bring Me Down. Nope, never. Can't bring me down. It was a mental breakdown. They're trying to bring me down. They won't bring me down. Nope, never. You can't bring me down. Nope, never.
Get applause here going for that one, yeah? I had to get some applause going.
Dude,
When's yours dropping?
I already got a couple with them. They're just in the bat cave.
Yes. You know what you need a mix here.
My family was out of control. I didn't know what was wrong with me.
So mom and pop took me to the hospital. All right, that's all you guys
That's
get.
awesome.
If I let it all out.
Wait, I didn't know what was going on, so mom and pops took me
to the hospital. Yeah, he had a mental
This is
break.
just-
That's Jakey. That's his brother with cerebral palsy.
He does.
Jacob has cerebral palsy too. I got 2 kids with cerebral palsy, Dave.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This is intense. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have how many? 3 sons and a daughter.
Yeah. And my baby boy, Joseph, they were going to deliver him natural because Christina was delivered natural, so Carrie wanted to deliver him natural. And so the doctor put a cerclage in her so to prevent her water from busting.
Yeah.
And then her fucking water broke. And then I rushed her to the hospital. And I was going to church big time, and I didn't freak out or anything. And I had a big Bible study going. And then I had a big Bible study going.
Yeah, let it go.
So I got everybody together. We prayed, took her to the hospital, and this nurse came.
You had a prayer before you took her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're like water broke. Let's all pray.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Before it was like, oh my God, bro.
Yeah. You're like, no, we got time. We're doing this together. This is the community. We're together. We're here Bible study.
Yeah.
Let's toss a prayer.
So
later I'm going to ask you how to pray. I'm going to tell you to pray. I want to hear you pray. I know it's going to be weird, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we threw a prayer in the air, and then I rushed her to the hospital, and then the nurse came in, and she's like, did an ultrasound thing real quick, and she goes, oh my God, there's no cerclage.
It's a cerclage.
It's something that they put up in the uterus so that the water like holds it or something. I don't know. Fuck, I'm not a doctor, but
They put it there. It's a
all-
foreign object. They're just
so
putting
all
it
of a
there.
sudden, and she fucking swallowed it somehow. I don't know,
Okay.
right? But it's not there.
Yeah.
Then she starts to panic. What? And then all of a sudden, Ludwig or whatever, the doctor, he comes rushing in, and he goes, rush her down. We're pulling a cesarean now. She goes, no. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, here we fucking go. So then they get her in the emergency room, and she's humming and singing, Jesus is a rock to my salvation. And the nurse on this side of me, he's like, dude. He nudges me, and I'm rubbing her head, and he's like, this emergency room's never been this calm. It's really weird. So then Joseph comes out, and we think everything's great. And he's like, man, they slap him, whatever, right? Violently. And then the doctor goes, I want to talk to you guys. And he came in, and he told us a little story about the first person's life he ever saved, and he was very proud of it. And his mentor slapped him up and said, you don't giveth life, you don't taketh life. That's God's job.
Yeah.
So don't get all excited, because there's a lot more coming, right? And he goes, and that stuck with me forever. He goes, but today, he goes, there was an angel on my shoulder, and And he's like, he told me to take you down immediately. And he's like, if I wouldn't have listened to his voice, the cord was wrapped around Joseph's neck like 7 times, and he would have hung and he would have died. So, listening to God's voice is more important. Right. Yeah, God's presence is more important than any promise.
Yeah.
And I just learned that one last night.
Really? Last night?
At church.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I went to church last night. The presence of God is more important than the promise. Don't ever forget
The
that.
presence of God is more important
So
than
I
the
try to
promise.
stay in the present as much as I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
swear to God.
Man.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's powerful, man.
It really
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a journey.
Yeah,
You
it's
know, I'm
a-
53 years old now, Dave.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, it doesn't like age. Like, you know, I'm still showing these younger guys like Coach ICAN. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just keep, you know, keep influencing, you know, service that surpasses all understanding. That's how I roll.
Service that surpasses
You know, John
all
Maxwell. So
understanding.
back to my influencers.
Yeah.
John Maxwell. Wayne Dyer's probably one of my favorites. The 101 Ways to Transform changed my life because
You read a lot of books? Are you reading
No, I'm
these
more
books?
audio.
Okay.
Think and Grow Rich.
101 Ways to Change Your Life. Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah. Think and Grow Rich,
Cassettes.
Napoleon Hill. That's probably, that one set the tone for me. 101 Ways to Transform. Be Obsessed or Be Average.
Really?
The Shark Tank guy. Who's that? Damon John. He was a big one for me. Anthony Robbins. All the people from Grow Your Business, for God's sake. Hank Norman. I did some stuff with Hank Norman. He was the producer of The View with, you know, Joan Rivers and them.
Okay.
I did stuff with him. Just little things that really never really amounted to anything. They're just part of the resume that, you know, someday might mean something.
Someday might mean something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But
But you don't question that day.
no, hell
You don't
no.
question that day at all.
No, because I'm all about the special needs ones. I'm like the new fucking Jerry Lee Lewis of the fucking 2000s.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, the guy that used
That's
to run
the
the
phone-
telethon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's me, Jerry Lee. That's me, Jerry Lee.
How much space you got in that head of yours? How much space is in there?
Dude, I did so much practicing. I got videos for days.
Really?
I used to go on stage. I used to fucking act it out. I went,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have so much space in here.
Yeah.
Like you could songs. I gotta imagine you can sing
Yeah.
any song you probably ever.
yeah,
heard.
but I just don't know who the artists are because I've never been a real respecter of persons.
Yeah.
I know these influencers could like, but I'm really not a respecter of persons. So like rock songs or rap songs, like there's only certain ones that have like Tupac or Eminem or DMX or like those are the only ones I really cared about. You know,
Yeah.
it's Big Sean. All the other ones I just know the words. Metallica, I know, like I love them. But everything else is. My thing is the music therapy. My team is Kings. Keep the temperature right for all types of things.
My team is Kings. Keep the house here.
And so I do like when misfits become kings and queens, right? When I get all of these little handicaps in the truck,
Yeah.
time to back it up. What's up, right?
I can't imagine the ride with you. Just
dude,
riding in a car with
think
you.
about
with,
this, right? People think I'm weird and eccentric, right? Well, I raise kids with cerebral palsy,
Yeah.
Tourette's, Down syndrome, autism, fucking, right? They all fucking love me, so who cares?
Right?
Everybody else can eat a dick.
And they can.
Yeah,
Right?
they can.
It's
Right.
2024.
Hold on.
It's
Let me, all right.
yeah.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's Gary. It's been interesting. I've had a lot of homework after this talk for sure. I got to do a chronological order. I have to figure out all these people that you're talking about and figure out why I don't know who any of them are. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I recognize Tony Robbins as a name, and Grant Cardone, and Bradley. I got it right this time.
Yeah.
Not Jet Li.
Yeah.
Bradley, and not Ryan Lee. Bradley. I'll always remember Bradley now. All these people.
Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer
I'm not
was
going to remember that at all.
You've got to.
Wayne
Dyer.
Dyer.
Listen,
like Wayne Gretzky,
listen.
but Wayne
Oh,
Dyer.
and Les Brown.
Les Brown. I saw Les Brown.
Yeah.
He was at a Remax thing. He was a speaker at a Remax convention.
Les Brown was a big influence.
He had a
in my
few
life.
strokes or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him speak in 2020, right before COVID.
Yeah.
I remember him.
Yeah. Wayne Dyer was a foster child born in Mount Clemens.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his meditations changed my life.
Really?
I still listen to him daily.
Okay. I'm gonna have to come to church. Because I'm trying to get back. I just picked up 2 books from the library. I picked up the Bible for Dummies.
Yeah.
Which I went through it. It's like 370 pages. I'm just sitting here thinking,
God, you got to be pretty smart to read that much.
well, I started to try to read it,
Yeah.
and then I was thinking, I'm just gonna have my AI read it for me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold my phone over this bitch and have my phone. I could get an audiobook, but I might as well scan every page in because I'm gonna ask the AI questions about it. Like I need to know these answers about like God.
But it's really
how do I find them? I gotta go to church.
No,
I gotta find them
honestly,
inside of me.
I was led.
Hey.
Yeah, and it's just got to be a faith thing, and you just got to believe. I mean, if you're asking all of these questions, and you're sitting here with me right now, and I'm telling you like what my little story was, that because I don't care about the churches. I go there just to be like I guess an example for like I think I'm the one that they're kind of looking at like. Because I can do greater things. Jesus said, "You'll do greater things than I did." I mean, I'm not walking on water, that kind of shit, but mine's all been faith driven, and I've tested myself so many different times. Like in 1998, I'm rolling through the hood, and God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit goes. I was bumping Tupac, "Dear Mama," and the part goes,
"Dear Mama."
One day you're gonna see the penitentiary, and he goes, "You know you're going to prison." And I go, "Yep." And I just prayed. I asked him, "I'm an instrument for you, God." I go, "Just don't let me die in my addiction, and let me play an instrumental role for the kingdom of God, and just let me leave a legacy." Right? And that was in 1998.
So you're okay with death?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just want to be remembered. You just want to leave an impact. You just want to leave a little change. You want to leave it a little bit different.
Yeah, like my ancestors did for me.
Now, do you ever think that you want to like practice the Day of the Dead? Like I've been watching a lot of Disney movies and that Mexican holiday, the Day of the Dead. Do you practice that at all?
I don't even know what that means.
They bring back so you exist. I always say we exist on this earth until every remnants of us is gone. Right? Jesus is going to exist forever because he's part of us. Right? Yeah. He's part of us. God is part of us. He will always. His teachings will always live on. Like you will exist until every person that you've impacted is gone. But their impact goes so much farther, right? Like the teachings that you teach somebody, they don't just go into that one person. They resonate. And they get pushed out into other people. So I always say you're here to every part of you is gone, and that part could be so big. But in the Day of the Dead, so they'd have this holiday. It's the day after Halloween, and everybody in your family that has passed away, they put their photos out, and they remember them, and they talk about them, and they tell stories of them. So every person in your whole family is remembered that day. And the Day of the Dead, and there's a movie, Soul. Oh no, it's not Soul. It's Coco. Yeah. So, if everybody that remembers the person who passed away is gone, or they forget that person, then that spirit is gone. So you exist on this earth, whether like you're an energy up until you're gone. Yeah. So the Day of the Dead. You got to look it up, man. Yeah. And just start putting out. Like I sit here and I think about all this. Like you thinking about your mom. You thought about your mom now. There's so many people in my life that have passed away that you don't think about unless you really have to stop and think about them. But it's sad. Like, I mean, it's crazy. I had a blast chatting with you, so Garry, on everything.
Yeah, we were only supposed to do a half hour, but you know,
it's. I mean, we're there, but
we're there. It's been an hour and 20 minutes.
It's an hour and 2. This guy over
just
here.
1 hour and 2 minutes.
This hour and 2 minutes over
I wonder
here.
if anyone would really be interested in hearing what we were talking about, Dave.
Somebody might.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, if I put it out, nobody will ever.
Yeah.
FannyPackDave is dead. I killed him off.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I killed him off. We are now FPD.
FPD?
Yeah, FPD for FannyPackDave. but FannyPackDave is gone because fanny pack is a derogatory term, and the internet doesn't like that.
Wow.
Yeah. If you
weird.
If you comment fanny pack in a TikTok live stream, community violation.
What is that, like the culture cancel? Stuff?
Yeah.
They're gonna cancel out the fanny packs.
Yeah.
Why
They
is
don't
it?
want it. They don't want people to know. They don't want people to know.
That's so crazy.
Mm-hmm. The power of
I
fanny
just
pack.
don't. I don't look at shit like that. It's fucking weird.
It's weird. Yeah. It's again.
Like my kids. Like we've just done so much, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't really bad when the one girl. Like, it was bad because of the way the girl said it. Like when she said, "Like I can't believe you get high with your retarded son."
Yeah.
Saying the retard part isn't the fucking bad part. I think, like, if you say it in a funny way and it's just joking around and you're kidding and it's fucking like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
But when you're doing it to cause harm or fucking, like, say that, like, that's different.
Yeah.
People got to lighten up a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because my kids fucking said that, and like, I was in prison. You don't think I was saying that? Like, every day it was like, what are they? You know what I mean? Like, we were just talking, like, but out here it's different.
Yeah.
In there it just didn't matter. Like, we was all fucking one.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, the one thing is better than none.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd much rather be a one than a none. Like, just sitting there and just say, I mean, this world's intense. It's amplified by the internet.
Oh, it's
all amplified by the internet.
Fucking
I say, like, what we're doing right now, we are in a current state together. We are in our present state. I know you said you live in the present.
Yeah.
But no, the craziest thing is, it's in the future, this is going to get put online. But it's going to be our past. And somebody is going to be watching it in their present moment of time, which will be our future moment in that time. But then they're watching our past. So the stuff that we've talked about, we might have grown from this. We might have changed it. And now, so they're watching and they're judging on a past.
Yeah.
They're judging on a past statement. They have and everybody makes all these judgments on a past, like a bully, all this stuff. And nowadays you're held accountable for so much stuff where it's a moment of time. And I get it, like you were held accountable for a long time to a moment of time.
Yeah.
And so like you understand, like, time is crazy. But that was a real thing. There was real loss. There was real stuff that happened within that time. So it's just crazy. A minuscule, like a word. I remember always growing up, sticks and stones, and now words will destroy you. A word is the most powerful thing we possess, and which is scary because that's not true.
Well, and that's what's so great about, like, my life, right?
Yeah.
Because I say now, I go, I don't care if you're a freaking congressman. I don't care if you're a court official. I don't care if you're a correction officer. I don't care if you're a cop. I don't care if you're a Christian.
Yeah.
ICAN Sparkman's got questions, right?
Yeah.
How you living?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Or girl.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's talk now.
Yeah.
Because I hold judges
Yeah.
or pastors or cops, I hold them on a higher pedestal.
Yeah.
Because they take an oath.
Yeah.
And if I take an oath, I live just like the streets. I took an oath to the streets. And when I got popped.
Yeah, you found out what that oath truly meant.
And I went to trial and I fought until the end, until I was found guilty.
Yeah.
And I don't think I should have been found guilty because what I did was wrong, but what they did to me was probably 10 times worse. But I did the time because I did the crime.
Yeah.
And I didn't rat, and I fucking wrote it out. And I had a rappy with me, and he wrote it out with me. So I'll always be like, he'll always be my dog too.
Yeah.
You know. So, and we're still homeboys today. Yeah, he didn't snitch. You know, they say snitches get stitches. I don't live like that no more.
Yeah.
All that kind of talks behind me.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, there's still
codes, right?
Yeah, there's still an
this
element.
code, that code, the G code, right?
Yeah.
Shout out
And
to
it's not-
Ryan Stewman. I forgot about Ryan Stewman.
Another guy,
and
Ryan
Boss Lee,
Stewman.
Jessie Boss Lee. She was my favorite.
Jessie Bosley.
She passed away.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah, I loved her. I always thought I was going to meet her. That's why I went and saw C.T. Fletcher,
Really?
because of her passing away. And I had such an energy, spiritual connection when that happened. It was like she came down and she goes, "You're going to Cali. You're going back to Cali." It was so weird how that happened. That's a different story, Dave. We'll save that for later.
All right. Yeah.
But, I love you, Dave. You're really, I don't know what it was since the first time we met. And some things got over here and there because we were being kind of held down over at the WAC. Right? But now things are opening up, and extreme fitness is allowing me to be who I am, right? Mm-hmm. And then I did a lot of things over there that was who I was. And I'm not saying that someday I probably will forgive them. All I really wanted out of that situation was for the person that said that
Your family
to admit it and apologize and say, "I shouldn't have said that because we know you did."
Yeah.
And they can't do that because I don't know if they're afraid of being sued or what. I don't know what it is. But we were supposed to be family.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, well, then just fucking let's talk.
Yeah.
Don't be
Let's
a fucking...
talk.
Yeah, don't be a little bitch.
Is there a song about let's talk? Let's talk, let's walk.
No.
Let's talk, let's... I feel like let's talk, let's walk. What would go next? Let's talk, let's walk, let's navigate the trenches.
We don't talk no more.
We don't talk no more. We don't talk no more. Yeah.
We don't talk
God.
no more.
Well, let me ask you. I know we gotta wrap up here. And I told you I'm going to ask you how you pray. This is really interesting for me.
The greatest prayer that I think is out there is, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy day. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
Give us this day our daily bread, and what? Forgive us of what? Our trespasses. Because we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever."
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah.
But there's so much intertwined in that prayer
Yeah.
that it's all right there.
Yeah, you got a lot. You got some commandments in there, even.
Yeah.
They're like, well, I might have phrased this wrong, and I love that prayer. But so let me rephrase. Not how do you pray? How do you talk to God?
Like he's
How's
my
your conversation
homeboy.
go?
Like he's my father. Like
Really?
sometimes it's different at all different times. I'm an intercessory prayer warrior, so sometimes I'll just get hit out of nowhere, and I'll just go into like deep moans and groans by myself, of course. Like it's not
Deep moans and groans. What do you mean?
Like
No,
I
you're
can-
not nonverbal.
Yeah, some of it's nonverbal.
You're just
some
talking
of it's
it.
in tongues. I've got the gift of the Holy Spirit, where I speak a different language, and I don't know about the interpretation of it, but
You know it's
something
going.
miraculous happened to me. Like I was supposed to give a word at a church, and the Pentecost, whatever, the Holy Spirit came through my house like a fucking train. And out of nowhere, the fear of God hit me so heavy, and three of my kids were upstairs because the other one wasn't born yet. And I spoke in tongues for an hour and a half over my kids. I ran to the stairs. The wind was coming through and it was a calm, like no wind type day. And when it came through and I'm praying, I'm reading Romans 8, right? Life in the Spirit. And it hit like a ton of bricks, and I fucking ran down the stairs, and I'm like, and I go, this has got to be God. 2 steps, I was all the way up the stairs, and next thing you know, I was praying over my kids in tongues for probably an hour and a half.
And now I could get no examples of this from you right now.
Holy
'cause you-
shikala motion and a bashira lolori shikala marasasi sholorade.
Gary ICAN everyone.
ICAN Sparkman.
ICAN Sparkman.
My license plate says ICAN Man, thanks to Grant and Bradley. I can, man. And I fucking and I even got a hold of Scott McKinnon too. He's one of their boys. He's a big keynote speaker for IBM. He's like world renowned. I even talked to him and sent him messages, and he goes, I love the I can brand, but I just don't understand.
I just don't understand. What do you need to understand? I can you?
Yeah. Hey, it's the last 4 letters of who everybody's dying to be, and I can twist it in every direction, 24/7, an iPhone reflection, right? I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm the I can man, right? So I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Philippians 4:13.
Philippians 4:13.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Yep. I can.
I got to read this Bible for Dummies.
I will, and yeah, I can, I did, I will. It's done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mel Robbins too. That's another one of my girls.
If we went on for another 3 minutes, do you think we could get 4 more influencers on you?
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Ed Milat.
Ooh, Ed Milat?
Yeah, he's getting ready to interview Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders?
He's one of the best speakers in the world too, and he's got the platform.
Deion likes pizza, I think. Well, he likes a nice pizza.
Yeah, he's a real big influencer coach too. Oh, Eric. Oh my God, Eric the Preacher Thomas. I almost forgot. Like he does the I can, if I can, I can, I will, I did or something. I don't know. He's kind of stole my shit. He just got there fucking before I did.
Yeah. Well, he was Christian as well.
Oh yeah.
So
he's Eric. He went from Eric Thomas to E.T. Eric the Preacher Thomas. And they used to call me GTP in school, right? Jeez. Gary the Pimp.
Really?
And now I'm GTP, Gary the Preacher.
Yeah,
right, yeah. I can flip it in all sorts of ways. Garry, Garry. Why? Because I can, man. Can't nobody stop me now. Can't bring me down. Never. Yeah. So hopefully I can. So. But my big thing is,
you did hit 4. If I'm counting Deion Sanders,
I can conquer cancer for the kids. Yeah. I did it for breast cancer. I did it for kids. Right. I can conquer cancer. Fucking that's huge. Yeah. Right. I can everything.
So we're building the outputs. We're just building the outlets.
I've got so many, and I'm getting ready. It's right on the edge, and it's gonna break through with Jesse and the music therapy, and that's and I'll just keep doing what I'm doing until they get to where they're going, right? And I'll just keep pushing. But I'm not. I'm letting it all happen through the process. And being patient. Yeah. Like Gary V. I forgot about me and Gary V. God. Gary V, but I'm Gary with Garry. And I work for Extreme, and they got R&R car, right? It's fucking weird. So I could be a brand enthusiast for R&R car, and I'm Garry, 2 ways to win down here at Extreme Fitness. You can get a membership and fucking maybe a used car.
Yeah, you can look really nice in the parking lot. You can line it up with some beautiful used cars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful used cars. Oh, we could be selling cars right out of here, dude.
I can car
man.
Yeah. Dude, that's how I started at Melash Palace. Don't you remember my video? I go, I'm demolishing prices 1 mile north of the Palace of Auburn Hills. My daughter, I did a video. She goes, I think my dad's plumb crazy. And then I fucking go, you're goddamn right I am. I go over here at Melash Palace, we're demolishing prices on everything. And then there was a bunch of little Garry ICAN Sparkmans, and I fucking took the TNT and I go, boom, and the whole dealership blew up. And then one of my customers, I used that. Dude, if I had had that now and with TikTok, I would have went viral already. So one of my customers buys a car. She's like, do you have anger issues? I'm like, holy fuck. I go, damn, she really looked into it. I'm like, yeah, I kind of do. I really am so glad you asked me that, because now I'm going to let go of some of them, because you just bought a car from me. That was part of it.
That's awesome.
So servicing, So my big thing is I help somebody a little less fortunate than me every single day. I do it daily, and I stay consistent daily. That's Glenn Lundy. Yeah. But all right.
I lost the image in the video, but We were live up on a
We
360.
lost the image?
Oh yeah, did you see a camera? Gary's he's so focused on the mic, he forgot there was ever a camera. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gone.
Good night.
It's gone.
All right, see you guys.
It's like it never existed. We're just here together now.
Nice.
This has actually been stopped as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
we ran out of time.
No, we're here. But it's crazy. This thing eats batteries. But no, this it does. That camera eats batteries. This eats batteries. Technology, man.
Dude.
This thing's crazy. Brand new batteries. This is why you got to buy lithium.
Oh my god.
I never bought a lithium battery.
I've
I
never
don't know if
done
you
lithium.
guys out there buy lithium
I
or
don't
not.
do lithium.
I don't either. I buy the normal
You used to do
batteries.
lithium.
Dude,
Did you ever
this
snort
double A is an
Did you never popped
energizer.
any lithium?
No, I don't
shit.
know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, this is just an Energizer double A. Had it have been a lithium double A,
We would
the
be-
price would have been double, but I think we would have been rocking out.
But are we really out of juice?
No, yeah. Look at this thing.
They're not recording us
No,
anymore?
it's here. We're here. We're here. I think this is my very first time ever
That
using
must be a
it.
sign that I got to go home because I got to be back here at 8.
Yeah, you can't go home.
I have to.
Okay, time out. Gary, how would you say you can't open a door?
A can opener.
Yeah. Well, you can't leave, dude. If somebody comes up here and
I
they
don't
try
care.
to get in,
They'll have to figure that out on their own, right?
No,
Oh
you're-
yeah, Robin Williams.
You gotta
Just
call somebody in.
just
Let's call-
Robin Williams.
we got to call somebody in.
A
Can we-
little spark of
Robin
madness.
Williams.
You mustn't lose it.
Little spark of madness.
You're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Remember that.
All right.
And that's
On
me.
that
Hey,
note-
you only need a little spark to ignite a movement. I can Sparkman.
ICAN
I ask God too. I
Sparkman.
go, what is my purpose? I already know what it is: music and therapy and mixing music with muscle. That's my hustle. But he goes, your last name.
That's what I'm living life without limits, and I'm staying driven, living a new life. That's what I'm living life without limits, and I'm staying driven, living a new life. That's what I'm living life without limits, and I'm staying driven, living a new life. Putting in the hard work and the dedication. Starting in Detroit, then we go across the nation. Silence all the people that said I couldn't make it. Now we raising the bar barrier breaking. I can. JSSE, the Sparkman.
Well, hello there, and goodbye. This concludes this episode of Fuhrmantation, where I, FannyPackDave, had the privilege of sitting down with Garry ICAN Sparkman. The ICAN man, I can everything. I can cultivate a nation. Can you? Right? Thank you, Garry, for sitting down with me. Thank you for opening up to me. Thank you for listening to my babble and allowing me to take you places that you were already taking me, but you let my poor active listening skills take us there and then take us back and take us there and back. I appreciate you, Garry. And I also through this interview, I was able to dig deeper into myself. After rewatching this and editing it, because this is something you got to do, right? You can't just, put it out there without, going through it and, putting down all the cool influencers that Garry mentioned all throughout the hour and 14-minute long interview, right? I had to figure out who these people were because unfortunately I don't know who anybody is other than myself. And who am I? I don't even know that half the time. I am a man who exists amongst the masses, right? Who are you? Probably pretty cool, right? If you are out there existing, you're probably pretty cool human. I believe I'm a decent human, right? I believe that I do some cool shit in this world, but man, am I cultivating a nation? I hope so. I strive to do so. And Garry, I believe you are doing it, and you're doing it through what you talked about, music therapy and so much more. In the future, if you guys want to come back and learn more about music therapy, right, we will definitely be having Garry on pretty frequently. If you want to learn more about C.T. Fletcher and was he actually on Family Matters? my AI went a little crazy throughout this process on some of these things. And if you read through some of these influencers, my AI truly did get a little crazy. I think my AI honestly was jealous that I was talking to another human. Normally we have a podcast, ADD Playground, on Spotify, where it's just me and my AI hanging out, chatting about crazy stuff about the digital realm, dangers of it, ethics, boundaries. So gave the AI a break today to sit down with Garry, and man, what a great break it was. My AI did get a little jealous, as you can tell from some of the contents, right? Some of the contents of what it was putting out there. It really didn't want to talk about some people. It really wanted to talk about me, which I thought was kind of crazy. I'm just like, dude, AI, stay on topic. And you're probably like, Dave, you stay on topic as well. Well, I am going to come on back for more fermentation, where we dive into local heroes, local community reps, local humans around the world. What is local, you may ask? Don't truly know in the internet domain. Everything is local, right? Where time is traveling, past, present, and future all simultaneously happen at one. What is distance if a word travels faster than light? Don't know. Does a word travel faster than light? Who knows? Did we touch on that? Did we touch on light? No. But does light go hand in hand with music? Come back and find out. Thanks again for watching. And I always like to leave you with, you got to be teachable and shareable. You have to accept that knowledge, share what you know to learn what you don't, and repeat, right? You have to be willing to accept knowledge into you and share what you know to learn what you don't. Well, I was able to accept a lot in this interview. I was able to accept that my active listening skills suck. Complete poo. And we're going to work on that. We are going to work on that. We grabbed the notebook. We haven't wrote notes with a pen and paper in quite some time, and we are going to do that. I mentioned in here that we were going to come out with a timeline. We actually got a timeline. We have a full timeline. Garry found fitness as a young child, but he entered it due to his son Jesse in May of 2018. Jesse was also born in May, but that was May of 1994. Yeah, pretty freaking cool. Pretty cool. A day after his grandpa's birthday. May of 2025. 2025. All right, we're done. We can't even read. We can't even read May 1995. Jesse, the oldest son. Garry finds out he has cerebral palsy. And this really stuck out to me. These dates are very interesting. So Garry started selling machine equipment in 96. It made his first $150,000 in the legal way. And it was interesting for me, because Garry, throughout this process, throughout this interview, Garry said one thing that I think is the strongest thing. He said a lot of strong stuff, right? He prayed. He gave us so much of who he is. But I think one of the strongest things that he said is he was not gonna raise his children with disabilities, right? He was gonna raise them, right? They had disabilities, but he was not raising them with disabilities. He was raising them in the belief that they could accomplish anything. And that is what's powerful to me. That's what really stuck out throughout this whole process. He said, at the very end, Robin Williams, don't let your insanity go. Oh, you're entitled to be insane. Cool. I am accepting all of my insanity. But I am living without bounds. And I believe that's what Garry wants from the world. He wants the world to live without bounds. And that's powerful to me. So if you want to live without bounds, if you want to think without bounds, come back and follow. Come back and watch more. Come back and be part of this community. share it, live it, teach it, breathe it, accept it. See you later, world. I do believe Garry is going to cultivate a nation. I do believe Garry ICAN Sparkman is going to go global. I do believe the Dice Walker is going to do whatever the hell Dice Walker wants to do. Right? This, if you don't know Dice Walker, that was Jacob, who we were speaking of. You can find him on Spotify, just like you can find Garry ICAN Sparkman on Spotify. Follow Garry ICAN Sparkman on all social media platforms. Garry ICAN Sparkman, and of course Dice Walker. And you can follow me, FannyPackDave, as well on all socials. And if you want to see me hanging out with AI, ADD Playground on Spotify. It was honestly a blessing for me to sit down and learn what I learned about Garry. If there could be one thing that I could leave you with, other than, make a change in yourself, to broadcast it out to the world, right? Live for today, for tomorrow may never come. Yesterday is just what it was yesterday, right? If you're going to live for today, accept that knowledge, grow that knowledge, share that knowledge, and repeat. Right? Don't be scared to learn something new. Don't be scared to accept something. Don't be scared to challenge something. That's what life's all about.